That's how I get that ooh.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
What's goody, YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to yet another live reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is TMR, and since you clicked on this video, you might as well subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave your comments down below, and enjoy this reaction video. What's goody, YouTube? What's good, TMR gang? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to yet another live reaction video. I'm your girl, TMR. Thank y'all so much for stopping what you were doing and meet me over in this daggone break room, y'all. Oh, boy. All right. Y'all see the title. Y'all see the thumbnail. Y'all know what we're going to get into this good Friday, honey. Happy Friday to each and every one of you all. I hope everybody is feeling good and doing great. Welcome back to another episode of The Break Room, child. We got an array of stories for The Break Room today. Decided I wanted to change it up a little bit. I wanted to talk about the Chicago mom that got jumped by the kids at her son's school. One of the little girls she is a little girl. She is a little girl, although her behavior didn't display that. But one of the little girls that was involved in that altercation came to apologize. You know, all this stuff has been very viral. So I wanted to take a look at that because I don't know. I just felt some type of way about the whole apology video and the people that felt like she needed to do that. So we're going to talk about that. And then they got the CNA child, Darnesha Jones. It's a mess. So we're going to talk about that. And then Brenay. Y'all know Brenay and Akira. The situation with the whole alienation of affection lawsuit that was won a couple weeks ago. Brenay did a video somewhere where she mentions that she's a mother. Okay. And so I was like, okay. I mean, you know, yes, your husband has children, sis, but you yourself haven't birthed any. However, stepmom, yeah, I mean, legally, yeah. But anything else? So we're going to get into those stories again. Yeah, welcome to the break room, everybody. I hope everybody's feeling good, doing great. Y'all know we are coming rapidly approaching up on the Thanksgiving holiday, which is next Thursday. You know, Black Friday, coming up to a real big shopping weekend. I know a lot of you guys, let me know in the comments, are any of you all planning on doing any shopping this coming weekend or next weekend, that, you know, during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday? Even small businesses, they have a little thing that goes on as well, too, in correlation with the holiday shopping event for Black Friday. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Nikki said you've already started. Okay, you know, y'all know that, you know, the temperature of the world is kind of mixed emotions about people spending money or patronizing these companies that obviously don't give a damn about the consumers. So a lot of people are back and forth. If you guys do not know, Donald Trump signed for the Epstein files to be released. Apparently they have 30 days to get that. The DOJ has 30 days to get that out. You know, it's just funny. Although, you know, here's the thing with that. Although Donald Trump campaigned about the Epstein files, and then all of a sudden, you know, they wanted them, like, it was hogwash, and then turned around and Pam Bondi pretty much at the beginning of this year literally closed the file on Epstein. Then all of a sudden now it's okay to release the file. It's just so much going on with that whole situation, and now he's all in cahoots with getting them out. Y'all know what was that last weekend? It was, you know, some of the emails was leaked that Epstein, you know, what I noticed with those emails, I was like, he did a lot of emailing, and even back then, I mean, their cell phones was the thing back then. It wasn't that long ago. What was that? 2013, 14, 15, 16, somewhere around there. The cell phones was the thing, but baby, he was sending emails like he was Dear Diary or something. I was like, okay, well, all right. And so a lot of people are just like just release those files. I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm so numb to this whole situation with the Epstein files. Like, it's been so much controversy with this releasing the files and whose names on them, and now it's Donald Trump hollering at the Democrats. So there's pointing out Democrats as being traitors, and I don't know about y'all, but a lot of times listening to Donald Trump, to President Trump, it just almost seems like it's a big ass kid talking. Like the things he says, like he doesn't even speak with, like it's like he doesn't even speak like an adult. He just spews things out of his mouth, and you're like, sir, that wasn't appropriate. And it's his behavior is, I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it. So we're going to get into the conversations that we got today, and I guess here soon, within about 20 some days, we'll find out what's in these files that nobody really wanted to release, and give some reprieve to the victims of Epstein and everybody involved, and that's Ghislaine Maxwell and all those people involved in that situation. He definitely doesn't give President. He really doesn't. It just seems like a bunch of buffoonery, in my opinion. It really does. Calling that reporter Piggy, right? Yeah, like he did. Babe, the way that man cuts up, I just would be like, my God, the way he cuts up. Miss TLD says when he speaks, I'm like, who let him loose without his handler girl? Apparently so. My goodness. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. Let's get into the first conversation. Give me one moment. This CNA, this rubbed me the wrong way because, I was in healthcare for years, and hold on, y'all. Why is this doing that? Give me just one moment, y'all. I was in healthcare for years, and I was a CNA, and when I seen this, I was like, oh my. Okay. So let me fill y'all in, honey.
Bobbing for apples on a patient who is sitting on the toilet is absolutely diabolical. This is 27-year-old Darnesha Jones, who was called in 4K because somebody recorded it. I understand, because they probably would never believe you otherwise. She was bobbing for apples on a patient while he sat on the toilet. Do keep in mind he had a wheelchair sitting behind her, so that means he needed help to get up to get on the toilet. And you is bobbing for apples? Absolutely not on my bingo card for 2025. This should be the worst moment of your life. I do hope you find a way to come back from this, but I doubt it. If it is your 13th reason, I absolutely understand. And this did happen in Milwaukee. They did go ahead and give her some charges because she absolutely needed them. Because, ma'am, what? How does that even turn you on to be even? I don't care. They did go ahead and give her a second-degree assault from a treatment facility employee because she was on the clock as a CNA. Yeah, you was at work getting your rocks off, child. I don't even understand. And on the toilet of all places, you couldn't wait till he got in the shower. Even the wheelchair would have been better than the toilet. That is the most disgusting place in the whole environment. And you, baby, people get worse every day, okay? I want you to understand they just get worse every day. Like, what concept was going through your mind that you thought, this will work for me? This is what I'm going to do while I'm on somebody's clock. Say a prayer for her, y'all. She needed it.
A mess, you hear me? A complete, utter, despicable mess. The fact that you thought that was a good idea, I wouldn't have cared what that ninja said to me. Now, she was at some type of treatment facility. I don't know if this was an elderly man, somebody that was there for rehab. At this point, it don't even matter. It was you helping him off the chair, and then putting him on the toilet. And somehow, some way, they say that she was going, honey, she was so in tune to her, I don't know, duties that she was performing. Baby, she didn't even see the people filming her. I was like, now I'm going to tell y'all something. I was a CNA for years. I handled all type of patients. Not one, baby, I done seen every penis, every shade, every shape. I done seen it all, honey. I done seen the one circumcised, uncircumcised, and baby, when I tell you, not one time did I ever envision myself pleasing them folks. You hear me? I was like, wait, 27 years old. I'm like, sis, is you cool? Like, are you all right over there? Apparently her co-workers. And I'm just like, yikes. That is like, sis, did he offer you a couple of dollars? Did he say if you do this, he'll go $50, $40, $20? What did he offer, ma'am? God, dog. I said, baby. Now I don't care what nobody say. CNAs nowadays, depending on where they make pretty good money now. You pick up you a couple extra shifts. If the coins is struggling around there, you can pick up you some extra shifts. That right there, that's something I wouldn't have picked up. I would have told him, sir, you got to find somebody else. Baby, on the toilet, by far one of the nastiest places to even perform such act. On the toilet? After he pooped and pee-pee. I said, oh, this is too much. Too much. All I kept thinking is, lady, you literally have no respect for yourself. None. Honey, I would have ran to my DON so damn quick and say, hey, come get this man for harassment. I'm on the clock. I'm trying to make a living, take care of myself, my children. Even if you don't have children, you got to take care of yourself. Oh, honey, a mess. You hear me? So real quick, let's get into Brenay. Y'all know ever since this lawsuit situation, even before it, she was antagonizing Akira. Akira. I keep saying that lady name wrong, y'all, and I'm so sorry. And she just keep on. Like, this lady has no chill whatsoever. I mean, crazy is, it's not even.
A couple years ago, Brenay, would you ever get short nails? The answer was heck no. Look at me now. I'm a mom. I'm an
aunt. Real quick, I mean, y'all know, if you don't know, Brenay went viral for her long nails. She had very long, hideous nails and her real big boobies, and she ended up marrying her best friend's husband, without, obviously ex-husband. She was married to the now husband's cousin, and now has to pay $1.75 million plus $250,000. Devin, the ex-husband of Brenay, is suing her new husband, Tim. Like, they'll be in court, I believe, next month. Apparently or allegedly, Brenay's twin sister has a baby with her now husband. I just don't get it. I just really feel like somebody failed that girl Brenay at a very young age. I blame her mama. Something's not right over there. Self-esteem is literally in the toilet, in my opinion. But her saying that she's a mother, ma'am, no, you're not. You haven't birthed a child. You could say that you're a stepmom. Yeah, you could say that because you're legally married to a man who has children. So you could definitely say that you're a stepmom, but you're not a mom. You cutting your nails has nothing to do with Tim having children. You cutting your nails has everything to do with you trying to resemble the woman who sued you for sleeping with her husband. That's why you got, has nothing to do with you being a mom, an aunt. You definitely are an aunt because your sister has children. Apparently, one of them is your husband's child. So it's like you're an aunt stepmommy. Like you're it's dual purpose over there. Baby, when I tell you the internet really shows you how wild and foul a lot of people are out here living. It is just ridiculous. So we're going to get into real quick a lady on TikTok that I think is hilarious. She does a breakdown of the young lady, the young girl who apologized for jumping on that mom in Chicago who I thought was pregnant, but you guys corrected me yesterday, said the woman actually has sickle cell. So let's listen to her, and then we're going to get into the apology of the girl.
Over down there in Chicago, huh? Who daughters apologize? No, you don't get to tell us how to treat your daughter because I watched that clip. You understand me? I watched that clip. She was not a child the way she was cussing, baby. She done heard some things and seen some things, young lady. You did a terrible job. You did a terrible job. Now, I know as a mother, our kids do things behind our back. Because I got a grown child, young lady. But I'm going to tell you one thing is for certain. And two things is for sure. You, my sister, are a disrespectful bitch. Because, see, she learned that behavior from somebody. So it would never behoove me or surprise me that you may very well talk to your own mama like that. There is no way that young lady knows how to cuss and or attack an adult with her fucking kids. You don't get to tell us we can't cuss her motherfucking ass out. Because I would have beat your daughter into motherfucking oblivion. And bitch, I'd be suing you. Your apology would mean nothing to me. She had several chances, her and her grown-ass friends, to walk the fuck away. They chose to chase this woman. Do you understand me? And taunt this woman. You understand me? In front of her small motherfucking kids. Your daughter grown as fuck. She need her ass told every which way to Sunday. Do you understand me, woman? Do you understand me? My daughter is grown. And if I ever heard her talking to another adult like that, I would wring her neck. I dare you talk to an adult like that. Grown ass. Girl, fuck you and your child.
Ooh. She said F you and your child, honey. I felt that lady in every part of my body. I could feel her in. I said, sister, you ain't said nothing but a thing over there, honey. Disrespectful, hideous. And baby, that little girl ain't learned that on no television, on no video game, nor social media. Hence the reason why I feel like her coming on social media, what appears to be, in my opinion, a very fake apology, was hideous. That girl, she's had enough attention on social media. She didn't need to be on social media saying anything. If anything, she need to be at the altar, kneeling down on her knees, praying to God for forgiveness. That's my opinion. Social media was the last place she needed to be. And the person who thought it was a good idea to put her on social media to apologize to the world, she didn't beat up the world. She beat up that lady. That's who she should have been apologizing to. Now, real quick, some of y'all may or may not seen this video. Due to YouTube guidelines, you know, I can't show a whole bunch, but I'm going to show y'all a little bit of what was going on. This does not have any sound. There go the woman, the mom right there with her children. Here go the kids antagonizing them. That's them making fun of the woman's ankles. This is a mess. Do y'all see these kids hovering around this woman like they were some damn Wolverines? It's the fact that none of these kids was scared that somebody would drive by and see them and recognize that's little Ray Ray and them daughter. That's little Cuckoo. Baby, wasn't none of them kids scared that somebody was gonna know they mama and daddy and see them. Baby, I'd have been if I was standing by just peeking, looking as one of the little friends, baby, I'd have been too scared to be standing in the crowd because I would have been scared that somebody would roll by and see my mama and call my mama and say, hey, you know Tasha down there? I don't know what's going on, but it looked like a fight or something. Child, I'd have been too. The fact that them kids is swarming around this. Now, clearly they know she's not a child. Although she's a small statured woman, she's not a child. It was them cussing this woman like they are the same age. And all I kept thinking was, who is raising these children? Who is raising these kids? No fear at all. Baby, I'd have been so nervous. You hear me? And it's like, I don't know about y'all, but when I was in school back in the day and I had a certain time, my mama knew what time school let out. And she knew how long it took for me to walk from that school to that house. And as soon as I walked through that door, you best believe that house phone was ringing and I better answer it. If I didn't answer it, she gonna keep calling until I do. And then when I do answer that phone and it's past the time that she knew I should have been answering that phone, oh, baby, I got the answer to that lady. So after school, obviously I jeffed a little bit. I was jeffing with my friends a little bit. But once I realized what time it was, let me get these feet to walking. I hurry up and get to this house for this lady call. And I don't answer this phone. It's the fact that they just standing around like they don't need to be going home. And then the school, like this little boy, this woman said, obviously her son is, mama, these kids is bullying me, they taunting me. So she was like, well, I'm an adult, so I ain't gonna have you walking home. I'm gonna come walk with you because surely they not gonna mess with you. And I'm here because I'm an adult and I'm your mom. Baby, they ain't care nothing about this woman being there. That's the part that is bad, but they had cared nothing about this grown adult being there. Nothing. They didn't care nothing. So apparently some of these kids involved in this altercation have been arrested. The way they beat that woman down was mind-boggling to me. As if this woman had done something to them. This woman has done nothing to y'all. Why are y'all so angry at her? She's done nothing to you. You don't even know her. And it just goes to show what type of environment are y'all being raised in. And let's be honest, the parents of all these children need their ass whooped. Because what type of children are y'all raising? So that's the dad in the gray jacket, and this is the mom right here speaking out after this situation going on. Now, apparently, from my understanding, she's raised, like, they've raised like $200,000 for her. I seen somewhere that Oprah Winfrey has sent her some money as well. I saw $1 million. I don't know how true that is because I didn't really investigate it because the money ain't coming to me, so I wasn't that concerned, But whatever donation she has received, I feel like, she deserved it because that woman was there to protect her children. She couldn't even protect her children from these children. And, as a mother, it's our job to protect our children. And, obviously we want our kids to go to school and be safe and be happy. The school was put on alert about the behavior the little boy has been experiencing, and the school did nothing. They pulled her daughter's hair. Like, I was just thinking to myself, what in the... It's the fact that y'all went... Once this woman walked into the school and got her son and they started walking towards her, it's the fact that y'all started following these people, antagonizing, taunting these people. I'm thinking to myself, what is wrong with the world that we live in? Yeah, they like that everywhere. It's just not Chicago. It just so happened to happen in Chicago. But y'all, baby, this happened everywhere. This situation just so happened to go viral. So now we're going to get into the apology. Now, is this little girl's mom? I would just assume it had to be somebody that's in authority over this girl to give permission for this to go on, because obviously the little girl's a minor. Is this the little girl's mother?
Hey, everybody, click in. Uh-oh.
I'm with you, Woo, honey.
She's gonna go on live. Let's see if people click in. It's actually okay if they don't click in, okay? Oh. Okay. It's okay. Okay, so this is an update, y'all. I want y'all to meet Kamira. She is one of the children that was a part of the fight at OT Bright School on yesterday. We're just coming live so she can say her piece. And take.
Why? Why? Mom, why? Did you think it was a good idea for y'all to go live for her to say her piece? What piece? What's her argument? What are you saying? She had the right to do what she did? Because I'm just trying to figure out, what do you want her to say? Let's be honest. What did you say to your daughter once you found out what was going on? Because, honey, she wouldn't have been able to sit down next to you because her ass would have been so damn so. She wouldn't have been able to sit down. So I'm trying to figure out, what did she say to you to explain why she did that to that woman and her children? What did she say?
Accountability, I won't say too much. And please, anyone that decides to say anything, keep it respectful. This is the child.
She said, keep this respectful. This is a child. Wait, hold on. Now, ma'am, you're right. That is a child. But she wasn't respectful to that grown adult, nor was she respectful to her peers, which is that woman's son and his sister. So you want the people to be respectful to her? How? Why? When she showed no respect to anybody. She didn't even show respect to the homeowners of the houses where all this commotion was going on in front of. She didn't even show respect to the people who own these houses and they all up in people's yards and stuff. She didn't show no respect to them people. But you want us to show respect to her? Like, wait, it doesn't even appear that this young lady even knows what respect means.
Hey, my name is Kamira Grant. I was wrong for
It's okay, Kamira.
For everything that I did. And I was just being a follower, following everybody. who don't even got nothing that I got. And I
Don't even got nothing that you got. What you got, baby? Because you ain't bought nothing. What do you got? A car? You got a house? You got about 10K in your bank account? Ma'am, you don't have anything. You don't even own the bed that you sleep on. Your mama and them bought that. Talking about what she got. What you got? Ma'am?
apologize for everything because I wouldn't want to be in that situation. And I feel bad because
It's okay.
I gotta go through so much. But I wish I would never did what I did.
Do you have anything to say? I think her name is Shauna.
I was a bit. People think
Ain't a tear fall out this baby's face. Not a tear fell out this baby's face. I'm more apologetic to what happened to that woman than her, than this young lady, than this little girl, who is the one who actually threw the first punch. My goodness, today.
somebody I'm not. I'm a different person than that.
I think everybody, we've all seen the video. Everybody's been sharing it. The public outcry is definitely there, and we're all on the same accord that it was. We want. I think more so than anything, we want everybody to understand that this is a child. All of them children that was in that video was children. Some of them, not all of them, may have families, but this baby here, she has a family that cares, that loves her, that has held her accountable. She understands what is going on, and I don't expect her to speak. We do not expect her to speak as we are going to speak because she's a child. What grade are you in, Kamira?
8th.
She's in 8th grade.
What grades do you get?
A's and B's, and I was homecoming queen. I'm the captain of the cheerleading team.
And you know that.
And I know I'm a better person than what I was yesterday. And I can make a difference.
And you will make a difference, right?
I will make a difference.
Okay. So whoever laughing, whatever that's about, I want y'all to know that this baby, as well as all the other babies that's in that video, are very much our future. So if we laughing at them, we laughing at ourselves. So we want to make sure that we check that and that we be present, and that those people that are not on the ground, those people that are scared of our young kids, that we get out here and we touch them, that we let them know that we hear, that we got something to say, that we care about them, that they have more resources than they know. And
Wait, what is she talking about? If all that you're saying, ma'am, is true, then I'm assuming this is your daughter. Wouldn't have dared did what she did. If you have, do you have these type of uplifting speeches with her every day she leaves to go to school, or when she comes home? Because if that was the case, I don't think this young lady would have did what she did. It's apparent that she don't fear her parents. Now, I don't know if the little girl dad's involved in her life or not. If this her mother. It's apparent that she don't have, there's no consequences to actions. Because if there was, that would have never happened. That's apparent. There's no consequences to any of her action. She get A's and B's. Oh, okay. Great. She should be getting that. Why would she get D's and F's? She was homecoming queen. Well, did she beat up the homecoming king?
that we are available to them.
And know that it takes a village. It takes a village to raise all these kids. This is not just one person's fight. This all, and I want you to know, Kamara, this is not all on you. You taking your responsibility of the role that you played in this. And she know the role that she played in this.
See, this is what's wrong with the world that we live in. You guys are too hyper exposed to the internet. We didn't need to hear from y'all. I know a lot of people say, who's raising these kids? But we didn't literally need to know. Because we just figured whoever raising them is not doing a good job. It's y'all coming to the internet like somebody called for y'all. Did nobody call for y'all? That's how I felt when I saw this. Like, nobody asked y'all anything. This child, plus the other children that was involved, everybody need to be off of social media. We don't need public apologies from people who had nothing to do with what she did. She did what she did on her own accord. She made a conscious decision to taunt that little boy, his sister, and his mother.
And I want y'all to know that this is not the kid that she is, nor will she let the internet turn her into a kid that y'all gonna try to say she is. So we are cooperating with investigation, or whatever needs to happen will happen.
And I think we had a pretty honest conversation today, right?
Yeah.
And you understand, like, it's okay to be smart. You're smart. You get A's and B's. You're the captain of the cheerleading team. You was homecoming queen. You don't have to be bad just because you think it's cool. You don't have to do what other people do. Right? This don't define you. You are wrong. But this is not your end all be all. You can come back from this.
And you will. But how did she come back from this? It has went viral. Here's the unfortunate part about this situation. This young lady grows up and tries to get into some political position or job with high prestige. This incident will forever haunt her. There are consequences to all your actions. Are these people not thinking about that? 10 years from now, 15 years from now, let's say she's running for Senate or Congress. Let's say she's running for Congresswoman in the city of Chicago, for the state of Illinois, for the state of Illinois. This particular situation, her opponents will use this against her. Do y'all not understand how detrimental this situation really is? Is she really sorrowful for what she did? It's y'all rallying around her like she the victim. And look, understanding that y'all are parents too, and your job is to protect this, your family. I get all that. But she's not, let me say this. She could be victim of her living circumstances. Again, I don't know how this young lady is living. And let's be honest, y'all, she can come from a perfect family or close to perfect family, because there is no perfect family. But this behavior is coming from somewhere. She didn't just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to go beat up a kid and his mammy.
You'll come back from this.
You will come back from this. And everybody, like, give these parents and these kids, let's give them, the kids, a little grace. Let's get to the bottom of this. This is the issue in our community. This is why the term a village, it takes a village. It's a lot for a parent. I'm not a parent, but it's a lot for a parent.
Well, then, ma'am, if that's the case, where was the village? The village should have been out there walking with her, or maybe picking her up from school, because I'm just going to assume this ain't this young lady's first rodeo. I'm just going to assume that. It's you saying give them some grace. But they didn't give that grown woman and her child and her children any grace. So I'm gonna be honest with you, sis. What grace do we need to extend? What grace do we need to extend? Not only has she embarrassed herself, she's embarrassed her family. And it doesn't appear like this young lady has any remorse. Her mother and father, I'm just going to assume, work jobs. It's them having to go to work and people in the break room, hint, hint, in the break room, whispering about her daughter's or their daughter's actions on the internet. It's like she didn't even think about her parents. Because obviously she's a kid. She's not thinking. Her critical thinking skills has not fully developed. Hell, you got grown-ass adults whose critical thinking skills are not developed. So she wasn't thinking, oh, I might get caught. And then if I get in trouble, how is this going to affect me, my parents, and whomever else?
Like, let's let these kids take accountability, but let's not dog these kids. These are kids.
And let's make sure that we explain it to these kids why it's wrong. A lot of these kids are each other influences. And it's so easy to say, oh, they being raised wrong. No, sometimes kids are being raised right. This child, she being raised right. She's being raised correctly. Peer pressure is something. We all experienced it. Peer pressure is something. We all experienced it. So we're not going to try to somehow take ourselves out of the equation.
And also, we can start an initiative. I think we're going to work with Kamira to start maybe a bullying campaign or something to raise more awareness to let.
Oh, Lord, not y'all trying to get clout off the situation. Oh, my God, this is so ridiculous. Let me tell you what happened. When they started taking programs out to school, y'all remember, I'm going to go to all my old dolls in the break room. Y'all remember when Girl Scouts and brownies and all that was in the school? Y'all remember the Girl Scout meetings out the school? When they started taking all the extracurricular activities out of the school, that messed up a lot of situations when it comes to these communities. The community centers, used to go to the community centers and have a good time at the Boys and Girls Club. And when y'all remember the day when you could literally go to the community center after school and have a good time and play and talk with your friends and stuff like that? Oh my God.
To let everybody know that this is serious. She knows it's serious and that this is not okay. So yeah, and we'll definitely have some bullying, anti-bullying, even peer pressure. It's all the same. It's all one and the same. So
it's Chicago. It's a big city.
Yeah.
And we got.
But you also know you make your own decisions. Mm-hmm. When you get in trouble, you in trouble. You don't get to fall back on it because you're a kid. Yeah, we all know that, but you still have to put your best foot forward. You still got to do the best that you can. You still cannot put your hands on people, feet on people, or none of that.
Right, sister. Now this one over here, I don't know who you is, sister, but that's right. Don't coddle this young lady because her behavior was unacceptable. You're right. Don't coddle her just because she a kid. She did wrong and she knew she was doing wrong. The way that little girl was out there cussing and fussing, she definitely knew she was doing. Yeah, so right, ma'am. Don't coddle her.
The only time you need to be putting your hands on somebody is if they touch you. Other than that, your hand's supposed to be
okay, so this her mama right here? Okay.
I just want to say this. Some decisions we make is not of our parents and what they teach us, but what we want to experience on our own. So it don't matter sometimes how you're necessarily being raised. Mistakes do happen. And if you have children yourself and they make a mistake, and I don't care if it's as small or big as the Bible, the Quran, or whatever y'all may read, whatever y'all may worship, one sin is not bigger than the next sin. And this is not Kira condoning anything. This is me holding full accountability for what is going on and me understanding that this is a child and that instead of being a part of the problem or talking down on the problem, that I'm going to become a solution to that problem. And I just urge everybody to do the same. So while you're in your neighbor's hoods, if you're in South Shore, you're in Inglewood, you're in Woodline, you in Jeffrey Manor, wherever you at, touch these babies. Let these babies know that you love them. Understand what's going on with them. See how you can make a difference because you can save somebody's life. And she understands too that this very well could have been a totally different situation. Y'all know me.
Yeah, it could have been a totally different situation. This would have been a different conversation if that adult woman who was attacked by these children would have fought back. This probably would have been a different conversation, but that it was the little boy shielding his mama. When they backed her up against the gate, it was the little boy shielding his mama. I said, that's what I'm talking about, son. Protect your mama. It was him trying to protect his mama, knowing that he is the reason why these kids is coming after them. But he didn't even care about himself. He was trying to protect his mama, and his mama was there to protect him.
I for sure know Alita, and y'all damn sure know Naima too, and know that we stepping 100%. So if that was us, it would have been a different situation, as well as her mother. So let's thank God that it wasn't that, because this is still our child. This is still our Black child. This is still our future. And I will hope that if anybody was to make a mistake, that they was able to come on live in front of a bunch of people that can point and have that thumb point back at them but can't hold themselves accountable, that you would commend that from a child. It's adults that can't do that. So,
ma'am, I want you to hush, okay? I got 4 cheering, all right? And none of my kids, they're all adults now, but none of them ever attacked an adult as a child. Now, did they have arguments with kids at school? Yeah. They did. But it didn't result into what we saw this young lady happening after school hours. She should have been taking her tail to the house. My mother and my father put the fear of God in me. Baby, I knew better than cut up like that. Oh, baby. They put the fear of God in me, baby. Oh, no. Wasn't no stories ever coming up with me behaving like that. And my kids as well, too, because I put the fear of God in them. Now, do you understand? We had a relationship, mother-daughter, mother-son relationship, and my kids knew, but at the end of the day, this type of behavior, no, my kids knew better because they respected their adults. They knew better. Now, am I saying my kids were perfect? No, of course not. But this situation would have never happened, and would have never happened, nor did it happen, because my children knew better, because that's how I was trying to raise them, to respect your elders. What I find today is these children of today do not know the epitome of respect your elders. They don't know what that means, because it's not being said, it's not being taught, it's not being heard.
Myra, I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you too.
And we love you. And we gonna hold you in accountability with love and with honesty. And we expect that better. Absolutely.
It's not over. You know you owe that lady a debt. You gonna have to make it right with her. Outside of all of this, you got to make it right with that lady and her family. Because you took the first hit. Regardless of who you was following, you still did it. Whatever you got to do to make this right, you need to try to do it. Okay?
So we're not gonna make this long and drawn out.
Good, because we're not either. Bye, girl. That was a mess right there. They could have saved that. Now that little girl needs to be held accountable. It appears her mother is trying to hold her accountable. Again, I don't know anything about this little girl's mama. I don't know if she's rah-rah, shish kumbaya. Somebody in the chat said she did say something like, don't do as I do, do as I say. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if little Kamira, or whatever her little name is, I don't know if she's been raised up watching, her mama fighting, or if her aunties and uncles and cousins and them fight. Yeah, I don't know what this little girl apparently has been subjected to, or been around. I don't know. I mean, kids are impressionable. We do know that, y'all. We're not ignorant. We know kids are impressionable. But and we do, even when I was in school, bullying was a thing. Unfortunately, bullying has been a thing for years and years and years, unfortunately. However, her behavior that day was because, again, like the mother pointed out, she was the ringleader. She threw the first punch. So she instigated it. along with the other kids. And, at this point, I don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, y'all, I don't want to see the little girl held to the fire because she is a child and she's still growing, right? But however, she definitely needs to know her actions were deplorable, okay? And coming to the internet was something that shouldn't have happened. We didn't need to see her, okay? We saw enough. All right. I'm just going to keep it one. That's just me. We did not need to see her. That's the problem. Everybody doing stuff for the internet. Okay. Because clearly those kids knew somebody was out there filming. Because all the little kids got phones. Everybody got phones, right? So they clearly knew somebody was filming. Okay. And so she knew somebody's camera was rolling. Okay. And it's wanting to go viral. It's wanting to be known on the internet for me. And so this is the main reason why she shouldn't have been on this internet, okay? Brittany said, at the end of the day, since when is fighting an adult a part of peer pressure? Girl, exactly. Cussing an adult out the way she was cussing I was just like, my God, today. Like, that was a lot going on. If y'all want to see the full audio or hear the full audio of the video, you can definitely search it on social media. It's on social media. It's just despicable what happened that day to that woman, to the children. It's despicable that the kids that were involved, that was the agitators of the situation, that they even thought to even react that way. That's like, it's despicable all the way around, that kids just don't go to school, learn what they need to learn, and either get on the bus or get in a car, or if they're walkers, walk home. It's cool to walk with your friends and laugh and joke and play, kid with each other. And then as y'all start, getting to the corners and you go this way because you live on this street, and this one goes this way because they live on this street, and you be like, all right, see y'all tomorrow. And you just go on. It was the stopping and the fighting and the taunting and the cussing, and that was too much going on for me. Okay. And it's unfortunate how a lot of these kids are normalizing these type of behaviors because they see stuff like this happening on the internet. Y'all remember World Star? Y'all remember World Star, where everything go viral, fights and stuff going viral on World Star? These kids are exposed to that, right? Because they're hyper exposed to the internet. Okay, yeah, they did. They followed that lady. Which. Again, y'all, obviously, I'm just going to assume the little boy is not going to that school. I don't know what I have to look into what's happening. I'm just going to assume that those kids more than likely have been expelled from the school. We still have a whole nother semester of school. We're still early into the school year. I mean, we're going to the end of the first semester of the school year. Y'all know the Chicago public school system is a very strained public school system. I remember back in the day, because, I'm from the Chicagoland area. I remember back in the day when I was a kid growing up, how the Chicago public school system, the teachers would always go on strike. And where I went to school, we started school the day after Labor Day, right after, back in the day, traditionally we started school after Labor Day. And I remember going to school, and it would be almost Thanksgiving, and the Chicago public school system still on strike, and they ain't went to school. I remember saying when I was a kid, I said, baby, I wouldn't want to go to that school. I remember saying that to myself. I wouldn't want to go to that school because they don't never be in school. Every school year, the teachers were going on strike, and those kids would be out of school for weeks and weeks and weeks until, they got things going and they were able to go back to school. And just imagine always, every school year, when school starts, that more than likely you're not going to start on time because the teachers are going to go on strike. Because if y'all know anything about Chicago has, a lot of political issues in that city, history of political issues in that city. And I remember saying that. I was like, man, I'm glad I don't go to that school. I said, because they don't never start school on time. I remember one year, this was back in the late 80s. This was probably maybe 86, 87, somewhere around that time. They didn't go to school. It was almost December before the school city was on strike for like almost 3 months. It was a long, long time. Y'all thought the government shut down or something. It was a long time for them kids went back to school. And so, I don't know, y'all. Hey, LaVon, how are you? But you said, let me see. But Mayor Johnson said the crime isn't bad there. Girl, a mess. Now, don't get me wrong, y'all. Chicago is by far one of my favorite cities. Okay, I love the city of Chicago. I got a lot of history in that city, a lot of roots in that city, and I grew up in that area. So, people who are not from the area, again, Chicago has a lot of crime. They get a lot of bad rep, but Chicago is no different than a lot of these other big cities. They got a lot of crime going on in there too. But like I told you, Chicago has a lot of political ties to it. So they get a bad rep, but the culture, the food, the people, for the most part, it's a really nice city. You just got to, if you know, you know. Okay, to all my Chicagolands in the chat, if you know, you know. Yes, it has some pockets of bad areas, but what city doesn't? What big city doesn't have pockets of bad areas? But it's no different than Memphis and Houston and Dallas and an array of other big cities. It's really no different. Okay. All right, y'all. That's my time, honey. That's my reaction. We'll definitely come back. We'll come back. Yeah. Keisha, you from Chicago? Yeah. So if you know, you know. But Chicago is by far one of my favorite cities. Okay. The Magnificent Mile. If you've never been in downtown Chicago on the Magnificent Mile, it is definitely something to see. Okay. Y'all remember the Taste of Chicago? Baby, the Taste of Chicago, honey, that was a time back in the day. We used to have a ball at the Taste of Chicago. It's nothing like, I don't even know if they still do the Taste of Chicago because I haven't been in years. I don't even know if they still do it, but we used to have a good time. Like, you talking about an eating festival? Oh, my goodness. The Taste of Chicago was everything, okay? Yes, it was. Keisha know, girl. Keisha know. Navy Pier. It's just some of Jewtown. Shouts out to Jewtown, honey. That Jewtown Polish, baby. Okay. That Jewtown Polish ain't nothing to play with. But like I said, I haven't been in the Chicagoland area. It's been some years now that I've been in Chicago. But it's still one of my favorite cities. I do. I love Chicago. It's one of my favorite cities. All right, y'all. That's my time. I'm gone. I'm out of here. Y'all be good. Y'all be great. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one, honey. Y'all have a good Friday. Remember, sub what you love. Bye.